Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Farah and me and my team today is going to present you about the project that we have worked on for this subject, which is vendor management system. So with this, we would like to introduce on our client, which is Sambal Nyet. All right. So Sambal Nyet, this business has come and approached us in order to assist them in developing their own system. All right. So before we proceed, I would like to introduce on the teams involved in this project development. So we have four people on board. We have Helmi, we have Amirul Hakim, we have Shazwani, and me myself, Farah. So in this presentation, we're going to present you about the overview of this project, which consists of like the interface of this project, the diagram that we have created, and how all the components somehow works. And we will also proceed with the live demo in order for our presentees to understand more about what are we doing over here. All right, so we will, to start, I would like to explain about the client background. So client background is somebody is a company that focusing on the food production. So basically, they're just producing foods. Is some kind of instant food, and it was packaged. And this company is trying to like expanding their business all over the country. So this food is somehow distributed all over the country in the packaging. So this production of sambal, of course, because it was produced in a mass, so it took a lot of ingredients in a lot of items in order to produce a one single unit to the consumer. So in this is how we came to the image of the picture of the customer where we help them in organizing their system in we help them in organizing the business in a more better ways by having a appropriate system. All right. So this business admin activity mostly focusing on the internal activities, which is such as handling product and ingredients, managing vendors' activities, manage contract like those related with the vendors as well, managing purchase orders, and monitoring business.
All right, thank you, Farah. So we'll continue with our team objective. So the first one is assist the clients in transitioning from all manual ways into a one appropriate system for business and staff usability. As we are aware of this company's contract, sales, and vendor data are stored in the physical files, which is inefficient because they must search through cabinets to locate a single file. In our system, we have offered a real-time monitoring system so the employees are better informed of contract expiration and procurement progress. All right, I will continue with a goal diagram. So in our goal diagram, we have like a 5 module, which is the G1.1 is include authentication in order to recognize a user, identity, and protect the system. This is more about the authentication for login and everything. Then the second one is G1.2. The system stores the vendor data for account, product, and service access. This is how they manage the vendor's data information. And the next one is G1.3, contract monitoring to verify your contracts are being fulfilled. So this is how the client and the vendors make a contract. And also related with G1.4, managing the procurement of the goods and the services needed, which is how the sales will be doing between the clients and the vendors. And the last one is the G1.5, performance monitoring applications to identify, collect, monitor, and report a system vendor's operation health, which is how they know whether it is active or not active. Yeah. Then now we proceed. Go the composition diagram. This is how it's related with each other. Yeah. I will pass to Wani.
Okay, thank you, Helmi. Okay, I will explain about the about use case diagram. And they have five subsystem and 10 use case, which is for authentication subsystem, we involve login and manage admin account, while for vendor data management subsystem will involve manage vendor details and will approve and use case and approve registration from use case. Okay, next, for contract management subsystem will involve generate contract report, manage and implement contract deadlines use case. And next, for procurement management subsystem will involve for manage purchase order and purchase order. Last but not least, performance monitoring subsystem will involve view dashboard use case and have 5 actors involved in system. Okay, next we move to domain class diagram. They have 9 class used in the system, which is namely as scheduling, contract, purchase order, document, user, role, employee, vendor, and scheduling time type. All these class we used in our system in database.
So next for user interface flow, so we have the login page, and then once a user can log in, they can see the dashboard. Hence, they can do all the modules that we have defined. For example, manage account, manage vendor, manage purchase order, and manage contract. So we have only simple interfaces because simple is the best. We don't want the user to be too complex when looking into the system.
I will continue with self-reflection for myself. Then the first one is what I did. On my side, I work on the vendor data management. Various requirements were identified and must be fulfilled. More about the detail of the vendors like vendor name, address, and SSN number. Second one is what have I enjoyed. What I appreciate learning was the investment of the system management and how it will interact with one another. We can see that the system modules are functioning and working together in the same system. The next one is what have I found difficult. What I found difficult was imagining and thinking about the use case specifications in conjunction with activity diagrams. Both normal and enhanced having differences. And the next one is what really worked. What I found difficult was okay. And the next one is what really worked. What worked well with this system was the ability to display a prototype of the performance monitoring dashboard. In my demonstration, you can see how well the system presentation on dashboard menu. Lastly, the conclusion. This RESM course taught me more about developing a system from scratch and demonstrate my determination to complete all the requirements that must be documented. I'm hoping to use all that I've learned in my final year project. Thank you.
I have learned a lot from what we have done in this project, and all those things that have been done in the class has been applied in here. But I also identify the weakness that we're having as a team, such as like a time management. How do we segregate the tasks? How do we understand all those things that we are applying in this project? So it's kind of a bit difficult when we have to like get all the opinions centralized and make these things happen. So I think we can work on that much better in the future. And I look on this project as something important because we have to really understand all those components what we are applying in order to like make it as a great output to the clients. Yes.
So for myself, as a reflection during requirement engineering and software modeling assignments and projects, so I have learned that the documents are essential in order to develop a very good software or product for our end users. So these are the guidelines to the development, as the developers can develop without minimal flaws. Um, Hence, all the process in requirement engineering, for example, like validation and negotiation, all of those processes are crucial to achieve this.
Self-question. Okay, what have I learned from requirement engineering and software modeling is requirements engineering not only help the various software process teams, but also helps the management to meet the constraint of cost, time, and resources. Besides, it is the process of defining documentation and maintaining the system. It is a process of gathering and defining service provided by the system. Okay, for our high fidelity prototype, we involve several types. several steps, including requirements elicitation, specification, verification, and validation, and requirements management. As we have seen, the requirements that have been defined at the starting the project includes the rate of the success of the project. The requirement engineering is a process that steers the success of this project, and we have used all the method we learned from the class to our project. We brainstorm and we made the discussion, and then we made some research, interview, questionnaire to get the input to make this prototype successful. Thank you.
To complete this presentation, we are going to proceed with the live demo session.
Three, two, one. So for admin, they can log in using their username and then enter the password. So in the dashboard, they can see all the analytics regarding vendor performance, another contracts or transactions. Other than that, they can go to account settings, their function. So they can see list of users as well as update and delete the users. Next, they can manage the vendors also. They can see the list of vendors here, the company name, the status of the vendor relationship between Sambal Nyet and the vendor, as well as update and delete function in this particular use case. So that's all for admin. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening, Dr. Noraini. So my name is Helmi. I will present about the executive module profile only. So this is our login interface. As you can see, they need to put the email or username and also the password. And for me, it's executive. Then I will proceed with the password. Alright, this is our dashboard for the executive. And you can see my name and also all the purchase order documents and everything, how the performance monitoring would be like. Then this is the top contracts, this is the graph, and also the transaction between the vendors. And for the executive, they have like special features, which is the scheduler alert. So it will alert the user whether the contract is going to expire or not. Alright. Then for the managed vendor, it will show the status, which is it active, inactive, and also new vendors. And for the executive, it able to approve the vendors whether it's going to be accepted or not. All right. Then the vendor is approved by you. Then that's all for the vendors and also the managed contract. For the managed contract, it able to add a new contract. So the contract name is everything. Then great. And if share is congratulations, the new contract is being created. And also the same has the managed vendors. It shows the total contracts, valid contracts, and also expired contracts. And it was also able to manage it. And the next one is the purchase order. For the purchase order, it's only monitor because purchase order can be approved by the finance only. So this is how we look like. And last one is the log. Alright, I think that's also a demonstration for me. Thank you.
As you can see on this login page, finance team can log in using email or username given and password. Okay, first we will key in the username and then the password. Okay, just click sign in. After finance team login successfully, they will go to the dashboard page. Here they can see statistics related to the company, which is namely as purchase order, document, vendors, contract, vendor performance, and others. Okay, they can also go to the purchase order menu to see the purchase order, to see the list of purchase order, and need to take action if there any new purchase order available. So just click button approve, and then okay, click here, and also just log out. Thank you.
So now we're going to the management side and how it will look like from the system when we log in into it. So as usual, we have a dashboard in here. It's almost same as other dashboard in this whenever you open up the system. And what interesting is here that we have a managed contract and purchase order for the management to see. So we have the total contract, the valid contract and expired contract. So from here, they will also available to add a new contract and generate report whenever necessary. Alright, so we come on in the Excel ways. And also on this part, you can see like you can update, you can see the status of all the contracts, like active, inactive, based on the color indicator, and you can also update and delete whenever necessary. Okay, like now let's check on the purchase order. So the summary of the purchase order is also in here, and the actions down here, and the color indicator for the status is almost quite same with the managed contract just now. And also then you can just log it out from this part. Yeah.
So for vendor, so enter the vendor username, enter the password. So in the dashboard, you can see their performance. For example, their delivery on time, rating, as well as, for example, purchase order, documents, contracts, numbers. And then they can do the account setting. They can see the account setting, which they can see their year onboarded contract signs as well as their profile. So here they can update their profile, they can update the name, the company name, email, phone number, as well as the SSN number. Next, they can see their purchase order with Sambal Nyet as a vendor. So they are the vendor. With Sambal Nyet, they have 3 purchase order, and then they can see the statuses of their purchase orders. So that's all for vendor. Thank you.